Hi, everyone. It is Dr. Pam. I wanted to take a few moments to share some reflections on our case study analysis. I've asked you all to share a 2 to 3 minute video or audio recording with our learning community, and I wanted to also make a contribution. So the title of the article is Managing People, the Case of the Frustrated Faculty Member by Glickman et al. And I wanted to share a few highlights, some things that really stuck out to me in terms of the organization of the article. And there were 7 things that really sort of frame the article in terms of organization. The first one is the emphasis on HR management fundamentals, HR as a discipline. And what does that mean? What are some important things that we need to consider when we look at HR as a discipline? Key theories and concepts, the use of case analysis to help us understand the practical applications of those theories and concepts, some related issues that we need to consider, some important action items, and then also results and conclusion. So the fundamentals, I think many of you were sharing similar ideas even before we uh, reviewed this case study. There were many comments about motivation and mentoring and counseling in some of your initial commentaries for Module 1. So there's this idea that in HR, leaders really need to be focused on the intrinsic qualities of uh, uh, working and managing other individuals. How do we motivate individuals to be their best selves, and how do we motivate them to um, meet the mission and the goals of the organization? And obviously, part of that, as a result of reading some of the issues in the article, working with specific individuals to help us facilitate motivating environments is really key. And then also being in a position to understand the performance of that mentoring. What does that look like? We see it within the context of a dental school, but what might that look like in other contexts? HR as a discipline is highlighted as the process by which leaders bring together the needs of the organization with factors that motivate employees to create an environment that is mutually beneficial. And one other thing that really resonated with me was this idea of context and sort of keeping in mind that there were these descriptors that helped us to understand that what was occurring was specific to the nuances that were the organizational and cultural nuances that were at play within the dental school environment. Case analysis, one of my favorite ways to look at issues within any organization is to really uh, delve deep into the context to understand its influence on behavior. And there were 3 highlights within the case in this article: misplaced priorities, unavailable opportunities, and the uncertainty of support. Those 3 issues were very important. And again, I think question for my takeaway question for this piece is, what do these issues look like within the context of education and within various academic environments that we work in terms of the influence of region, the influence of specific laws. So I'm very interested in having a conversation with you all about your thoughts on these 3 themes. There were some action items that I thought were applicable not only to the dental school environment, but to other educational environments as well. And one in particular I think stands out is this idea of preparing an action plan and how that helps to facilitate motivation and how that helps us to reflect on our mentoring and our performance counseling. So preparing an action plan, and then there were several other action items that I thought were very interesting as well. Again, specific to academia, specific to higher education in the dental school environment. And then there were four results or takeaways from the article that I thought weren't actually applicable across contexts, but what the nuances would look like, I think, is really interesting and I think makes for some compelling conversation. So, those four results are establishing faculty career development progress, developing executive management training, creating an equitable professional environment, and instituting highly effective mentoring relationships. So I'm looking forward to additional conversation about this article. I really wanted to take an opportunity to highlight some key points, and we are actually scheduled for a learner community meeting very soon, and I hope we can have some conversation about this. Thank you for your contributions to the review of this case study analysis. And if you have any questions, please highlight them on the discussion board or send me an email. Thank you.